Today I'm going to teach you how to convert a hexadecimal number into a decimal number. Okay, we know that hexadecimal is base 16 and we know that decimal is base 10. So how these are not the same bases, thus resulting in not the same exact number or representation of a number. So one thing I can say is hexadecimal numbers contain A, B, C, D, E, F, okay? And they also contain the classic digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to include the library stdio for my printf statements or whatnot, and then I'm going to include the C-type header file. So C-type will allow me to check whether a hexadecimal digit is a number or a letter, because we can have A, B, C, D, F, or we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the reason why that's crucial is because when I'm trying to convert hexadecimal to decimal, digit by digit, I'm going to need to know, is it a letter or a number? So let us declare and define our main function given the correct parameters list. Okay, and return 0. Okay, so I'm going to declare and define a hex, and it's a pointer to char called hex, and it points to the string literal 33A. Okay, so this way we're not allocating any memory, it's just the string pool that we're pointing to. So yeah. Okay, so now we're going to printf hexadecimal string s, which is going to be this, is in decimal is %d new line. Okay, so now let us convert. So we're going to call h2i. h2i, it will convert our hexadecimal, which is 33A, into a classic integer. So let us pass in hex. But we see this is an undeclared function, so let us declare this function. Okay, and I'm also, in this h2i function, I'm going to be using another function called getRawInt. Okay, and this is going to be accepting a char. Let us define these functions now that we declared them. Okay, so let us first define, let's do h2i first. Okay, pointer to hex, right? Because we're accepting a char pointer. And first of all, I'm going to get the length. Let me just pass this as a const. Const int len is equal, or capital len is equal to str len and of hex minus 1. So I think that if we're passing in 33A, it should return 3 minus 1, which is 2. The reason why we need 2 is because when we do subscripting for the array, it starts at 0. So 0, 1, 2 will kind of be like 3. Okay. So then we need a power variable, and then we need a DC, or decimal, just to store the result. Now let us define our for loop. So for int I is equal to len, we're going to be looping backwards because the digits are most lowest here. So as we go on through the loop, we will multiply power by 16 over and over and go to the higher digits. So that's why we want to start iterating from a len, which is at position 0, 1, 2, and we're going to be accessing A first. Okay. Now that we did this, we can say for int I is equal to len, I is more than or equal to 0, I plus plus. And now that we have this, we, I minus minus. Not thinking there. Okay, so because we want to we want to decrement backwards. That's how we're going to iterate. Okay, now we want to get des plus equal. We're going to get the raw int, no, plus equals get raw int, and we're going to pass in our character, which is hex I. That'll return either one of these characters. And then we're going to want to multiply that by power, and we're going to multiply power by 16 because hexadecimal is base 16, and get raw int will somehow get us the int, like for a. How do we know a is 10? So get raw int, this function, if we pass in a, it will determine if it's a letter or a number using C type, this header file. So remember what I said before. Now I'm going to explain everything. Okay, so let us first let me return my result, which is DEC. So I think the H2I function is complete now. But now we have the get raw int function. So the get raw int function will test if my character is an alphabet, meaning it's part of the alphabet. Then what I'm going to do, let me just pass in a character here because the function signature tells us that one of the arguments that we're going to be passing is a char. So we're going to get this char and we're going to test it and check if it's an alphabet. If it is an alphabet, what do? Well, we're going to return C minus A and plus 10. Well, what in the world is this? Okay, so the reason why we do C minus A is if I'm in the realm that my hexadecimal digit is an alphabet, so I know it can either be A, B, C, D, or F, and I know that A starts with 10 and F ends with 15. So if C, right? Well, actually, let's go to upper. So if C is A, so if C is lowercase a or capital A minus capital A will be 0, and plus 10 will be 10, and we know A is 10. So whatever we passed in C, we will return, and C was A, we will return 10. If C was B, B minus A is 1, and 1 plus 10 is 11. So B is 11, and that's true. If we pass in F, F minus A will be 5, and 5 plus 10 is 15. And therefore this get raw int function will do just that. But what if it's a number? So we're going to return the classic C minus 0 to get the raw integer. Okay, so given all these, we also have to include the string library because we're using the function strlen. Okay, so now that we did this, we will run this program. Okay, so we have a segmentation fault error over here. This error is because we didn't pass in hex, right? Because we have two conversions. We have string and doubles, so hex has to be passed. Okay, now let's run it, and we see that hexadecimal 33A in decimal in decimal is 826. And let me just say, let me just call this F. Let's see what this will get us. F is 15. How about FF? FF. 255. Okay, so we see that this works. BFF. 3071. Okay, whatever. So we see that this H2I function works just fine. So that, yeah, that's how you convert a hexadecimal into an integer. Thank you for watching.